Hey everyone, I'm new here. Well, kind of new. I used to be part of the We Are Freedom Fighters back in like early 2009, I think. Anyway, hi, I'm Lily, if you don't know me. Uh, so I'm just joining for, I guess, Fridays every so often. I'm really excited to be part of the Freedom Fighters again. Anyway, so I guess Brianna did the rotation this week, or this month rather, and today or this week is the question is how did you recover? Well, first of all, I'll give kind of my story a little bit. I had struggled with anorexia for, I believe, 16 years. Let's see, yeah, 16 years before I was able to finally overcome it. And it started out when I was 8 as a response to deal with unmedicated attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, and also as an attempt to kind of or deal with abuse that I was going through at home, like verbal abuse, emotional abuse, actually physical abuse as well. Um, and one of the questions is on here. What made me finally realize that I needed to get help, and that it's really weird because most people, they think that they have to be sick enough to finally like get help or get into recovery and to start living and start actually living and not just existing. But for me, it was really weird. Like, I didn't have like this sudden moment of, wow, I'm too thin. I have lost way too much weight. And I mean, it's really weird, but like for me, it was finally because I don't think any of us are ever going to get to the point where we finally go, oh yeah, I'm sick enough now. I need to get into recovery. We have to make an active choice to say I want to live and not just survive, you know, because I know a lot of you guys out there, it's, when you have an eating disorder, you end up losing friends, you end up tired all the time, you have all these body aches and all these medical issues. I know for me, like you'd think that one of my lows was I had 2 seizures. No. I went into a treatment center, I came right back out and immediately relapsed. Because I hadn't made the active choice, the active decision that, and the acknowledgement that I need to stop. I need to get help. I need to make a decision to get better for me. So basically, that's like really what clicked for me this time was realization that I was of all the things I was losing. The biggest thing was I had so many friends contacting me saying, I can't watch you kill yourself. You are way too thin. Because, I'd have pictures on Facebook and, you know, even if you covered up your whole entire body, you can still tell when someone is sick. So, it was finally when people were just like, you're too thin, you're too sick, I cannot watch you kill yourself. So I was starting to lose tons of friends who I thought would be there for me, like, forever. So it wasn't like I'm sick enough. I don't feel like people will ever get this, I'm sick enough. It's more like, am I sick enough of the eating disorder to make the choice to get better? At any rate, this last go around, I went into, I guess, a residential program. It's biblically based. I am a Christian, and I was there for 6 months. Well, just shy of 6 months. And the support is professional. Oops. Give me just a second. Sorry, my son is tapping on the back of the computer. Come here, Lucky. This is my son, Lucas. Anyway, so basically, I went into this biblical counseling center, or this program, and I learned about who I was, who I actually was. I learned what my identity was outside of just being like the sick anorexic, and obviously counseling, going through certain feelings I had about myself and about my worth and all that. So one of the questions is, what advice would I give to a person in recovery or a person starting out in recovery to make it less overwhelming? And one of the pieces of advice I would definitely say is get around people who support you as a woman, as a person outside of the eating disorder. Like, they see you as this like gardening, baking chick who is really giving and goes and volunteers. You know what I mean? Like, they don't see you as the chick who's in recovery for an eating disorder. Because, I mean, it's great to have people that understand you. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like that always keeps you in that mindset of, I'm trying to live up to someone else's expectations. And you're still in that kind of mindset, that identity of, I'm just a person who has an eating disorder, who's in recovery for an eating disorder. That was a big thing for me, was just getting around people who saw me as the woman I am, saw me as someone who's funny, saw me as someone who's passionate about being a mom. Part of my story, it's really awesome, is that after a year of trying to conceive, and this was actually after, like, let's see, 5 years of being off of birth control. So, but a year of that was actually spent trying to have a baby. And we finally conceived my son, and he was born actually September 15th of 2011. So his birthday is tomorrow. He's going to be 1 year old. I cannot even believe that. So you got to see him. He's super cute, huh? Anyway, he's also kind of like one of my reasons to stay sane, and it's really cool because I've really thrown myself. I don't believe in just keeping yourself busy to stay busy, because as soon as you get bored, you're going to go right back to some kind of behavior. But really get passionate about something other than eating disorders or nutrition or exercise. Get really passionate about something. For me, I'm really passionate about mothering in general, as in like natural parenting. I get really into that. I mean, some people will look at me and be like, what is this? But I'm an activist. I talk about, milk sharing, donating breast milk. I've started to consider myself a mom, and not just that girl who's in recovery from an eating disorder who happens to be a mom. So basically just kind of redefine your identity. I mean, for me as a Christian, I also see myself as, a woman of God. I see myself as, trying to live more to be like Christ. And so part of that is trying to really stay focused on the word of the Bible, which says that I'm accepted and loved for just who I am, and that all of that shame that I feel, all of the issues of the past are in the past, and this is me now, and I can make a choice as to how I'm going to live the rest of my life. So, at any rate, basically, two of the main things that I'm saying here is to, if you're just starting out in recovery, get around people who are going to support you for you, that don't just know you as the chick in recovery, who don't just know you as their eating disorder buddy, and then also find something that you're passionate about other than nutrition, other than exercise, other than, cooking for someone, other than anything, that could be related to, I guess, a trigger. I hate that word, but something that has to do with the eating disorder. Find something you're passionate about: gardening, baking, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so also vent, talk. I personally like to vent on Twitter, but that's just me. Anyway, thanks for letting me share, guys, and I hope to talk to you again next week. All right, see you later.